So good morning and welcome back over to SeaWorld Orlando, my very first trip back out to this park since it's reopened after its long closure. I was actually trying to come a few times over the last couple weeks, but I just kept running out of time, or I just kept forgetting to come because I would set up reservation time. But today, finally back, and I'm so excited. So today we're gonna end up going around seeing how SeaWorld's doing with all their physical distancing, social distancing stuff. How are they taking precautions, and ride some roller coasters today. I haven't ridden on some good coasters in a while. So I've got the GoPro today. I've actually got 3 different masks with me today because I have my Universal one, because this one is the one I like to wear when I go to Universal a lot, but I like how comfortable it is. I've got some personal ones. I've got my old black ones. If this gets too sweaty, I can switch it out, so that's kind of nice. So gonna come on in. We're a little early. Park technically doesn't open for another like 30 to 15 minutes, but I decided to get here a little early just because we didn't know how the reservation system worked. And also, their temperature check is pretty interesting because unlike most of the other parks, they have someone who scans your forehead. Here at SeaWorld, they have a machine that's really like has like an infrared camera on it, and it can see you all the way through. And I guess if it's a certain point, they stop you and then they rescan you. So it wasn't actually that bad. I could see how it could slow down if it's really busy, but I just don't expect to be that busy today. So I'm gonna go on and see what it is. Maybe go into the store, look at some stuff, and just have a good day here. I do expect it to be very hot throughout the day today, just because it is summertime. Also, SeaWorld is not open every day anymore. SeaWorld is only open right now every day except for usually Mondays, or Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think it looked like. But I have to double check that. I'll probably put it somewhere that what actually it is, because they were closed yesterday, so I know they're closed Tuesday for sure. But I do appreciate almost everywhere you go, there are hand sanitizer stations everywhere. Because like literally, so you come up here and this is like the guest service area, hand sanitizer station right there. And they've got all the little announcements always going on. They've got physical distancing markers everywhere. Quite a lot, actually. Still haven't seen Manta run, but I'm not going to Manta first. As you all know, when I come in, I do not go to the left because everyone goes to Manta, the flying coaster. I do not go that way. So I'm actually going to come up and I'm going to go to the right here. And we're going to head down this way, down by the Dolphin Nursery. Like I said, the park still is not officially open for another 20 minutes. That's what it looked like. But they also have all the signs out that say physical distancing, make sure you have your face covering, clean your hands often, and they do have contactless payment now. So that really is good to see that. Also, the reason I'm heading over this way is because I want to go over and I wanted to go ride Mako first. I also want to look at Icebreaker. Icebreaker is currently delayed on its opening for the time being, just due to the fact I think there were some money issues with SeaWorld and Premier Rides, the group making it. So unfortunately that's just gonna be the case. Looks like maybe it's just a tad bit delayed, and all that stuff. So gonna just have to be mindful. I don't know when it's gonna open. Sounds like possibly fall, but it sounds like SeaWorld needs to finish paying it off before we can get that ride. One of the big things, they said that the Seafire Grill is open for breakfast, but I don't see where exactly it is. But as you can see over there, you can see Icebreaker. Now, if you remember last time I came to SeaWorld, they had completed the track on Icebreaker. But, unfortunately, like I said, it looked like it will be a delayed opening on everything. But I just kind of like walking through. So this is the waterfront area. And you can see they have a lot of these social distancing things. And I think this is for like if you're trying to get into the shops and stuff. But it just gives you also a general idea. Oh, I know what these are for. So for 4th of July weekend, they actually ran fireworks here. And these were some of the viewing sections you can come and watch the fireworks. So just remember I saw that. So you can only stand when you were watching the fireworks, you can only stand one of these dots, so you kept 6 feet apart from everyone. That's pretty good, I like that. Most of the parks are doing this, where anything like show related that's standing, they put these social distancing markers out. And I like how big they are, because what they do is they want every party just to be on their own dot. And so it kind of makes sense. I thought there was something else, but I completely forgot that they're doing fireworks. They did 4th of July fireworks, and SeaWorld is starting to do fireworks during the evening time now on the weekends. So for me, that means I won't come out because I don't go out the weekends normally because I don't like the crowds. But I just wanted to stop over here and take a quick look at Icebreaker. Again, no official word when it's supposed to be opening. It looked pretty close to be opening, and then the pandemic happened and the park closed for a few months. So I'm not, from the rumors, it sounds like it could be until Thursday, not Thursday, it could be until fall before this this opens. Just because it sounds like there's some money issues between SeaWorld and Premier Rides. Premier Rides is the one who created this. They're the ones who created Tigress out at Busch Gardens. So I'm really excited for it, but unfortunately right now we just have to wait because we don't know when it will open now. I'm taking advantage right now because, like I said, the park doesn't open until 10, so I'm over here in the waterfront area next to the big shopping thing in here, and so I was looking over at Icebreaker, and I'm just really excited for that. Like, what we'll do is, once the park opens, we're gonna go over to Mako. I really just want to ride Mako first this morning, because I haven't ridden it. I've ridden a few rides with the mask on, and I'm still not like, at least on like Hagrid's and like the Mummy at Universal, it stays on pretty well. And this is the Universal one, and the Universal one I feel very comfortable with. But you guys will see it because I'm gonna take the GoPro on, because I always take the GoPro with me for things like this. So, but I was just thinking about like how weird it is to be at the theme parks again, because it doesn't honestly feel like I should be here. And so, but I'm really excited just to be back at SeaWorld, just to ride some coasters. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. Just because it is gonna get hot. Also, I've got other plans for the day, so I try not to like stay too long. Plus, with the mask, it can get really hot, and so that's why I'm taking advantage right now, sitting in the shade and just relaxing for a little bit before I hit it hard. So I'm really excited to be back, though. I'm ready. I can't wait to see a little bit more of Icebreaker. So also, it's just very fun to be back in this park today. Like, it looks like the Sky Tower is closed again today, so unfortunately that won't get to ride that. Luckily it's not a big deal because like we've already seen all the work that's been done on Icebreaker. Nothing being really worked on right now because there was that rumor of all the work being done on the front section of this park, but nothing, no official confirmation on that either. So trying to head down to Shark Wreck Reef area, which is the area Mako's in, and see if Mako's running. Yeah, the people who are literally running to Mako right now, so I did not want to run because there was not that many people, so it wasn't like that big of a deal. Like I said, still haven't seen a run, but they may be just waiting for people to show up because didn't see Manta or Kraken running as either. So maybe they were already done with all their testing for the morning. So, but it's definitely interesting just being back because it's been so long since the last time I've been back to SeaWorld Orlando. And especially now with everything else that's going on, it's definitely a lot different now. So I'm really excited to be back, ready to ride Mako, ready to ride some coasters, just have a good time again. Alright, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and try to get in line, but I gotta put my stuff in a locker because that's what I do. I like getting a locker for this stuff. So I'm going to put the stuff in a locker, grab the GoPro, and we are going to ride Mako.
As the coaster comes to a complete stop, lift up on your left guard.
First time riding Mako in almost 3.5 months. I am so ready for this. Front row 2, left side. Either the very first row or the third or the very last row, left side. Always left side. Let's see how my mask does. I have a feeling this one's gonna move a lot. All right, here we go. Here we go. Yeah! Woo! So far, so good. And air time. Down. Yeah. Woo! Air time. Oh! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Oh, I missed this! Oh, how I missed this! Woo! Yeah! Oh yeah! Oh, this is why left side for this reason. Right along the water! Woo! Heck yeah! Boy, I do not get tired of this ride. I may ride it a second time just for fun. Ride number 2, back row. Once again on the left side. cleaning about every row, about every chance they can get. But they are moving pretty fast. They've been open for a couple weeks now, so it looks like that they're getting into the flow of things. Because I have friends who came on the very first day and it looked like it was very slow. Today it just doesn't feel that way. It feels like they've got a really good rhythm and they're really knocking it out today. Let's stop talking about that. Let's get going. Second ride, back row, Mako. Let's go. Yeah! Yeah, buddy! And up, and air time, I love this hill right here coming up. That's me talking too much. Back down we go. Yeah, buddy. Into the left, brake run. Right on water. Oh yeah. Oh my lord, I love this ride. Love this ride. It's so much fun. Alright, took advantage of no line for Mako. Rode it twice. Rode it once in the front, rode it once in the back. Left side seat, best seat. It definitely does feel like that they're moving pretty quick. It looks like they're getting used to the concept of like cleaning and stuff. And just like almost everything else, they're only loading every other row. So they're only loading like first, third, fifth, and then last row. So it'll make big lines longer, but they are running 2 trains, so that does help. And they've got such a good groove that I don't think either one of the trains have had to wait for them to come back. The other thing I didn't notice is one of the trains that came in after I got off my second ride, people did take their mask off. They are telling you have to keep your mask on while you're riding. Mine did pop under my nose a couple times. That's because I was screaming and having a great time, because that's what I do on coasters. So, but got my coaster hair going because my hair's too long now. We're gonna stop here and look at Infinity Falls. Not gonna ride Infinity Falls because I don't feel like getting absolutely drenched right now. But we will be back to ride it because I've only ever done it once, and that was a long time ago. So we're gonna try to maybe look at it, and then maybe a little later go to the pass holder lounge, or the annual pass holder lounge, and see what they have. But the only sad part I am kind of sad is Whitewater Supply is closed. But there goes Infinity Falls. Like, this is one of those rides you get absolutely drenched on. Like, such a cool ride. Said only ever done it once, but now that it's summertime, I need to start trying to do it because it's not going to be as busy this summer as it was the last few summers. So, but it's kind of cool because this has that vertical lift. There's a theme park called Silver Dot City that just opened a very similar ride just like this. And same thing, vertical lift and everything. So it seems like the vertical lifts for these kind of rides are becoming more and more popular. But man, it's insane. I like this a lot. So we're gonna keep heading down this way. I've heard Sesame Street, like a lot of the rides in Sesame Street, are not open right now. We'll go down there and check it out, keep walking our way around, because then we'll work back over to Kraken and Mako, or Manta, and try to do those before we leave for the time being, just because it is gonna get very hot. Yep, just gonna take a quick little walk through Sesame Street land right here, just to kind of see. As far as I know, it sounded like most of these kiddie rides here are not working for the time being, as they work on figuring out ways to clean them and keep them safe, just because of everything going on with the COVID-19 stuff. But it definitely feels like that SeaWorld's really kind of, it seemed like, from what my friends said, it sounded like the first day that they were reopened, it sounded like it was kind of rough. But as you get, I mean, that's gonna be anything. I mean, that's the same thing with Disney, the same thing with Universal. The first couple weeks are always gonna be probably the most rough thing you deal with. Just because you're getting used to the guests getting back in the park. When you spend over 100+ days without anyone in your theme parks, and you add in all these new regulations of wearing a mask, cleaning the vehicles, all this stuff, it could take some getting used to. So, but as we come into the Sesame Street, you can see it looks like they are running Elmo's Choo Choo Train. But it may only mean that it's only the one ride is running right now. You know, it doesn't mean that everything's open. So We're just gonna keep looking around Sesame Street. The meet and greet area, not happening anymore. Oh yeah, looks like Grover's Boxcar Derby coaster is running, so that's kind of nice to see. It looks like that they are reopening slowly this area as well, just so that they can kind of make sure they get everything settled just right. But you know, I don't really hang out on Sesame Street that much. I am a little concerned because look at that. So I'm not sure if that's going to be rain heading towards me or what. That may shut down some of the big rides. So that's why I'm kind of glad I got onto Mako, because Mako is my favorite ride. Oh yeah, so looks like everything in Sesame Street is reopened except for the playground, which makes sense. It's probably Wild Arctic is open, probably just the walkthrough section, because I remember I'm not a big fan of Simulator. I really hope that it does go the way of like SeaWorld. I think it was San Diego that got rid of their simulator stuff. Oh, and see, they do have one of these face covering relaxation zones. So this little path, this little area right here, you can come in, take your mask off, take a few minutes to breathe and stuff right in here. So this is right past the Sesame Street sign here, and right before you get to Wild Arctic, or if you go past Wild Arctic for Sesame Street Land. I'll see if I can keep my eye out for more. There should be a few more of those throughout the area. Plus, I do like the hand sanitizing stations all throughout the park. Some of them have been empty. What I've done is I've gone up to a few of the team members and just let them know that the hand sanitizers were out at the time, just so that they were aware. And they were like, oh, thank you for letting us know, we didn't know. So they went and replaced it right away. So they're out, don't get frustrated. Just let the team member know and they'll replace it. So just kind of back here towards the, so this is where the gift shop is for Wild Arctic, and back here by where the polar bear statue is. Here is where the back half of Icebreaker is. And again, as we talked about, the track is officially complete. However, no work is being done right now because I think Premier Rides has stopped work until SeaWorld can pay them. That's part of what happens with this pandemic. Unfortunately, SeaWorld had to close, and unfortunately couldn't finish paying Premier Rides for the time being. So once the money is paid, they'll finish working on it. So that's why I said it's probably gonna be fall before you see it. But I am so ready for this ride to be open, just because of the fact that it's a four-time launching coaster where it starts off backwards, forwards, backwards, and then forwards up this top hat. So cannot wait for this thing to be done. I don't mind waiting, because if I waited this long, I mean, then we were down for the parks were closed for 3.5 months. So really, I'm kind of the mindset that it's gonna be 3.5 months on top of what it was intended to be. And they said this one was supposed to open until summertime. They were starting to get ready with a lot of preview stuff, and they had like all these like shirts and stuff ready to be sold, but I don't think it was going to be ready until summer at the earliest. If you are curious where the entrance is going to be, if you look at where Mango Joe's is right here, just to the right where this wall is, you can see this is probably where the sign's going to go for Icebreaker for the entrance, and then the Express Pass entrance as well. And so this is right where the entrance is going to be, but I just love the fact that you can walk right underneath the spike and everything. Like, I cannot wait, because you can literally stand right underneath it as it goes. I just love these little ejector hills as well, going up into the beyond vertical spike for this coaster. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna walk back down this way. I'm gonna walk across the bridge over to where we were waiting for the park to open earlier. Actually, the park's been open for only 30 minutes and I've already gotten on Mako twice. So as you can see, Icebreaker in the background, that thing is just gonna be amazing when it finally opens. I don't mind waiting for it, because I mean, I had to wait 3.5 months for the parks to reopen anyway, so a little extra time waiting for the coaster to open is not the end of the world to me. So we're gonna come back over to the bridge. We're gonna take a quick look at it from the bridge. Again, no one's working on it right now, just because for the time being they suspended construction and testing on it. For the time being, again, don't know how long it's going to be delayed. Don't know. I mean, again, it's all up in the air with this stuff now. So if you're looking towards Icebreaker this year, I would say probably later in the year is when it probably will open. Plus, some people just can't travel to the theme parks right now because of the risk you take when you come to these theme parks. Because that is the thing. I am taking a huge risk coming to these theme parks and walking around, but I am taking a very good precaution. I've got hand sanitizer on me, got my mask, keeping my distance and stuff. So I'm just trying to keep the social distancing, or they call it the physical distancing. That's what the theme parks are calling it this time around with all this stuff. So yeah, just coming right onto the bridge, and you can see the station area still is not fully complete. You can see it's still got a little work to go. They were working on testing before they shut down on that transfer table, because you will go out onto this little transfer table. It'll bring you over into the launching system, so they can either have 2 to 3 coaster trains on this ride at once. They're only gonna have 2, but I mean that's better than like Tigris, so that will help with the efficiency. But yeah, this is gonna be, once it finally opens, it's gonna be such an amazing ride. Just gonna have to wait a little longer, be a little patient. Just like everything that's going on in the world now, we've gotta be a little more patient, take your time. Honestly, miss this view so much, just because when you're on this, you can see the 3 big coasters over here. You got Mako on the right, you got Kraken in the middle, and you got Manta in the left, and then you got the Sky Tower. Man, it is good to be back at these theme parks. Like I said, just gonna have to be a lot more patient with things. Things are different now, and that's just how it's gonna be for the foreseeable future. So I'm just glad to be lucky enough to come back to these theme parks. I know some people will not be lucky enough, so I want to try to show as much as I can for those who cannot come to these theme parks right now. I do really enjoy that they have their little fountains running as well. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just really kind of peaceful to see those going. I don't know what it is. Just walking through this bridge area over the water is very peaceful. And just seeing those going off just makes me really happy. Like I said, there's all this rumor about this whole entire area having something done with it. But I think because of the pandemic, that's now been pushed back, because there was this rumor for a brand new coaster in 2021, a year after they opened Icebreaker, but again, everything's being pushed back. So, but again, that was all this little rumor, so you never know. But I like talking about rumors, because I like seeing if they're actually true or not. So like I said, we're gonna head down towards Kraken, see if we can get onto Kraken as well, and then try to do Manta. I think we'll try to hit all 3 of the coasters, look at a few things, because I've done Mako twice, so got all that coaster out of my system. I'm just gonna keep working our way around. It is, like I said, it's getting a little warm, so I don't know how long I'm gonna stay here. Okay, so I found another relaxation zone, the face mask relaxation zone. What they're actually marked by are these green and yellow flags. So it's actually right here. So right around the corner here is Antarctica, and if you keep going that way is Pacific Point Reserve. So again, another one of these areas where you can come up and you can take your face mask off, take a quick break. They do have hand sanitizer in the back over there. Again, if it's out, let a team member know so they can come and replace it. But here's another one. So just trying to keep an eye. I'm trying to look for all of them, because it looks like it's a little stroller parking area. So because I don't need to anticipate to have as many strollers. But yep, just right here before you go into Antarctica. So right here is the relaxation zone. Take the face mask off. So that's 2 I've seen. If I see any more, I'll keep pointing them out, showing you guys where they're at for SeaWorld. I will be curious. I do not know if they are actually running the attraction anymore, or if it's just where you can go in and see the penguins. Now, I do enjoy going in there during a hot day like today, but I'm probably not gonna go in there. I really just want to get some of these coasters, and I really just want to get some coasters. I have been itching for coaster rides for a while, so. But yeah, Empire's Penguin looks like they're only doing the non-rider section for the time being. Yep, so yeah, no regular entrance, just for the walk-in part where you just go right and see it. So it's the non-ride side. So gonna keep working our way down here, trying to get to Kraken. And just like most of the other areas, when you load into an attraction row, you will be the only one. So like me, by myself, if I came with any friends, we would be the only ones in those rows for the time being. So that's kind of weird, because like on Mako, I was by myself. Now there wasn't very many people, so I probably would have had a row to myself to begin with. But they're not trying to fill all the rows, and they're not like putting everyone into every row to try to fill it up. So it makes it a little bit easier for someone like me who likes to record on the ride, so I can have my arm free for that. All right, time to come over here and do Kraken. Just saw that train come by, very empty train. Gonna get a locker, gonna put you guys away. Go right, Kraken. I have loved this ride. It's an old classic, floorless looping coaster. So much fun. All right. I just walked right onto this one. Yeah. Oh boy. I'll tell you what, my shoulder gets so strong doing this, but it's weak because I've done it for so long. Up the hill again. Not too busy, I'm telling you that right now. Kraken's also loading every row, but they're cleaning one row they're only cleaning one row at a time. So like when this one came in, they cleaned this row, but they didn't only, but every time they come in, they're cleaning each row each time. Like not each row, like a single row every time, but it's like designed differently, so. But it, I can push these things down much farther, so I'm really happy with that. Here we go. There's the owl. Here we go. Yeah, buddy. And then upside down. Whoa, buddy. Oh, how I missed this. I have missed this stuff. I've missed riding a good coaster or two. My God. So happy to be doing this again. Good Lord. Love that ride. Shoulder hurts. But I also haven't ridden these rides in a while, and I haven't had the GoPro on in a long time, so getting used to having that back on my shoulder is a big deal. But what I was saying was that, so it looks like Kraken's loading every row. They're allowing every row to be loaded except for the quick queue here. And so what they're doing is they're not cleaning every row every time it comes in. What they're doing is they're doing one row at a time. So I was saying the row I was in was actually the one they cleaned. And so what they're doing is every time the train station comes in, they then move to the next one, and then they just keep working their way down. So at least they're cleaning at least a row every time. So kind of a nice thing. I like that a lot. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna head over to Manta. See if we can try to do Manta. Maybe from there we'll just call it a day, just because we've gotten through most everything. It's starting to get really hot. And all that stuff. Plus, just don't want to spend too much time outside where it's hot, especially wearing these masks, because I don't want to get heat exhaustion, even though I'm drinking water. It's like journeying to Atlanta, so it's closed for just a little bit. Didn't see it running earlier, but you can see that a line has formed. And unfortunately, when the lines form like this, a lot of people don't follow the 6 feet thing. So that's kind of a thing I'm not like. Whenever a ride breaks down, I'm never going to rush to it like I did before with things. And so just still keep in mind of that, especially the parks aren't very busy, so I would say don't worry about trying to rush or like trying to get in the line, trying to be first one, because how quickly these lines are moving, especially how low the crowd levels are. Because again, at SeaWorld, you must make a reservation before you can come into the park. So that's a big deal as well. Because the only way you can come into the park is you have to make these reservations, and you have to make them in advance, and you must have valid park admission. So you can make a reservation, but you have to buy your tickets online, or you can make the reservation and then you can buy the ticket once you get here. But you always have to make sure you make that reservation. Also, I did find another relaxation zone for the face masks. As you're walking out of the area where Journey to Atlantis is, you're heading towards Manta. Right here's another one of these relaxation zones. This one's a much smaller one. And there's no hand sanitizer in this one, but this is, you can sit at these benches, take your face mask off. So it looks like they're just trying to find any and all their little spaces they can find to like make it a relaxation zone, because again, it is very hot. SeaWorld doesn't have as many places where they can have indoor seating to do that. Oh boy, that's a ride I haven't done I don't do very much before, but I want to do it more often. Freaking Manta flying coaster, freaking SeaWorld. This thing is insane, especially after you come off this drop right here. Come around, go right into the giant pretzel loop that's behind the trees here. Because when you hit the very bottom, the G-forces are freaking insane. I love it though. But yeah, Kraken's running 2 trains, Mako's running 2 trains. I'm 90% sure this is running 2 trains, because this always runs 2 trains all the time. Just because this one takes a lot more to get loaded on, because of the fact that you have to get into that flying position. And so they always have multiple trains running on this one. But it is also a dual loading on busier days, so when they're running 3 trains, they can have 2 sides loading to help with the line on those really busy days like last year. You might won't see that very much now, but definitely when it gets busy again in the next couple of years, when they get back to full capacity, you'll see that second station be used again. Alright, so Manta is saying 15-minute wait. However, there's a lot of people getting in lines, a lot of people getting lockers. So I may skip out on Manta today. Manta is usually one of the ones I do skip out on a lot, not because I don't want to do it, just because this is usually one of the this one will hold a lot longer of a line on the normal. So what I may actually do is Not because I don't want to be here any more than I already am. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to go ahead and head on out because I'm not sure what's going on with this rain because it's starting to sprinkle a little bit more. What I am going to do is I'm going to stop into the gift shop to look around. I've been here for a couple hours now. I've been walking around, just kind of been relaxing because anytime I show you those relaxing shows, I actually stop and sit in there for about 10 minutes to catch my breath, drink my water because I have my own water bottle because they've turned off all the water fountains in SeaWorld. So, like usually SeaWorld's a place I don't spend a lot of time normally just because there's not a whole lot to do here and I don't usually watch a lot of the shows anymore. I usually come for these coasters. But I'll say I was very happy to go and I probably could go back and ride Mako probably a couple more times if I wanted to. But the problem with Mako is it is the very back of the park, so trying to get all the way back there again would be a hassle and I really don't want to deal with that right now. But I mean, I know I can get in. I can usually get a reservation. I made this reservation last night. So there's always reservations kind of available. I just don't think it's going to be very busy per se, but I am just happy to see this park open again. So like I said, I'm going to stop into the SeaWorld gift shop. And then what I'll probably do is I won't do my normal outro at the normal spot. What I'll do is go back to the car like I've done with the last couple of places we've gone to. And I'll talk about it a little bit more about my feelings on it. But definitely have enjoyed being back at SeaWorld. Especially I've got my annual pass and they've actually upgraded my annual pass to the platinum version for the rest of the 2020 year because of how long the parks were closed. So, kind of hoping to see a train go by, but a train went by earlier, so it's probably 5 to 10, but oh, nope, actually, here comes the train right now. So, Manta's doing the same thing, loading every row, but I'm pretty sure what they're doing is the same thing like the other rides are doing. They're cleaning one row at a time down the train, which is what they were actually doing before they closed. So SeaWorld was the first one to start cleaning all the coasters before they closed it. But I can tell you right now, the way the sun's hitting this coaster, it looks really good. It looks like, I feel like they painted it. I know they didn't, but it feels like it's painted for some reason. Well, it's just hitting this park as early as possible. You're starting to see the crowds are starting to roll in now. That's why I like being here when I was, and that's why I always say, I always recommend, you can, if you're here early, I say hit Manta because then you can get it and then head back to Mako. But like, I just love Mako so much that I had to go back there and I rode it twice, which I was pleased with. I do like all the like pride stuff they have here at SeaWorld. So let's see, we're gonna look at just a quick glance at everything. I'm not gonna give you full prices or anything, but I just want to show you what they are now offering for SeaWorld Pride. And of course, then their 4th of July stuff, because they were open for 4th of July. It's a pretty cool shirt right there. Oh, they even have face masks as well. So their face masks here at SeaWorld are $10 each. And they come in different sizes, it looks like. Like these are kid sizes, these are adult sizes. So kids and adults, same price for them, $10. So interesting thing is that you cannot exit out the entrance. You actually have to come over here next to guest services to actually go out. And surprisingly, I'm really upset because I could have probably bought an icebreaker shirt when they were first had the shirt out. And they no longer have the icebreaker shirts available. Kind of upset by that actually, because I could have had it already. Just like I had my Iron Gwazi shirt already from Busch Gardens the last time I went. But yeah, so the only way to get to the exit, you have to actually go to this, which is normally an extra entrance on busier days. But I see why, because with all the people coming in this way, they want to make sure you go out the proper way. Also, the other reason why I am leaving is storms are starting to roll in. Got a warning on my phone that said that a storm will be in the area in the next 20 to 30 minutes. So, don't want to get caught. I've had that happen before, and I don't really want that to happen again. But I mean, it's no big deal. I'm not that upset about it. I'm okay with leaving. Like I said, we'll kind of go over everything once I get to the car and I get some AC because it is hot out here. Alrighty, so like I said, didn't spend a whole lot of time here at SeaWorld. Just for the sole reason of because like I wanted to go ride a couple rides, just see how things were. How are they doing it? You know, how like compared to like other areas? Because with Disney opening up on Saturday, on the 11th, I was kind of curious how is SeaWorld doing it because I've seen how Universal does, and I really like how Universal does do it. Plus, just any excuse to come out here and try to ride Mako a couple times was really anything I could get. Like that was my big thing. Also got to ride Kraken. I really wanted to ride Manta, but like I said, when I walked up, Manta had a super long line. But I mean, overall, I'm really happy with SeaWorld. Like I said, I may have made the comment a couple times. Some of my friends came on the first day that SeaWorld was open and they felt like they were a little disorganized. Now I think that's going to happen because when I was at Universal for the pass holder previews, it felt a little disorganized, but it didn't feel awful in a sense. Like it didn't feel like that bad. But I mean, overall, it was just a really good time. I've already hand sanitized my hands, so I had to scratch my face because the mask just, you know, can mess my face up for the time being. And so But I mean, I really do appreciate SeaWorld's, you know, they're really trying. I mean, they are a much smaller park. Not everything is like, I feel like as perfect as it can be, but I mean, the only thing that was not open was Journey to Atlantis, and that's the only thing I saw that wasn't open. Mako, they actually had someone putting you in the rows, so they actually were, essentially it's called being grouped into a row, and stuff like that. Kraken, which is allowing everyone to go in any row. Same thing with Manta, it looked like. So it's helping with the lines, I think. I think the first day they were doing it, they were really sticking to just the every other row, but now they've gotten into the use of their cleaning system and what works. They've done that. Plus, they are like hand sanitized. They have hand sanitizer everywhere, just like every other theme park does now. So I'm really happy to see that. Like I said, if you find one that's empty, stop and tell a team member, because I saw one empty and I just happened to see a team member say, hey, by the way, these are empty. And they're like, oh, they are? Okay. And then they literally, because like especially some of those hand sanitizer stations, there's literally like, it's like a box and they just opened up and they just put a couple more out. So I'm glad about that. So if you come to SeaWorld, one, make sure you have your reservation, because you have to set up a reservation online, and all that stuff. So make sure you do set those up. Have your tickets, but just take your time. Also, bring your own water, because you can get like cups of water in other places because the fountains are all turned off for the time being. But like I always carry a water bottle with me on these hot days. So make sure you carry those water bottles, because then like you can get ice water and you can just put in your water bottle. That's what I did a couple times, despite only being here for only a couple hours. But got Mako on a couple times, rode Kraken, looked at everything, got to see a little bit of Icebreaker, which again, probably not gonna be open for some time, so just gonna have to be mindful about that. So, but with all that being said, as I actually head out before this storm that's rolling in hits, I will see y'all next time.